Hello folks and welcome along to the channel. We are here with SRS Racing here, and we're here for their Season 2 Round 3 Monaco Grand Prix. Let's see who's the first one out right now. It's going to be Dan, who we're just going to sit on board, which is on medium tyres. So we'll see how he's going to do on his lap. Of course, this track is shortest on the calendar. It's only 2 miles long, 2.074 miles, or if you prefer that in kilometres, that's 3.337 kilometres. We've got 19 corners, 1 DRS zone which has just been activated. The tyres we're using are the C5 soft, C4 mediums and the C3 hard compound tyres. So we're going to be using the softest of the bunch. Just trying to find, here we go. So right now we'll having a quick look at the standings right now. So we've got Idle North in the lead of the championship right now, is on 61 points. In second place is Dan, who we're on board with right now, on 58. Then we've got Fatima Batty, where are they in? Nope, don't appear to be, but they're in third place on 50 points. Then we've got Monnier in fourth on 46 points, same with CJ Drama. Benji's in sixth on 35 points, did win in round 1 at Silverstone. Retired in the previous race, though. Dr. Braden is in 7th on 34 points. On 26 points is Rizzle. Then we've got San in 9th on 23 points, 15 points for Max Steer. Then we've got Soph on 11th on 12 points. Then we've got 10 points for AFL. The Sun God in 13th on 8 points, 3 points for Hatham. Then we've got Jay Hartnell on 2 points. It's Davey Boy, Jay, Mean Moody, Luke H. Miles, Woodog, Wild Dog, and Static Lazy all on 0 points right now. But we'll go up here and we'll see the chat if anyone has put in anything. Now we've just seen Static Lazy 109.885. So quite a decent time there to get it down into the single digits. Let's see how Dan is going to do. They're just coming to the end of their lap. Let's see, put that in the third place, 110.892. Anyone in the chat right now, fire your comments in, they're always welcome. Just keep that down there. So of course, one thing to note about this race is it is going to be a 3 compound race. Oh, looks like Hatham crashed at the swimming pool section. Of course, that is very easy to do here with there being such a tight circuit. And if we go on board with Dan, you can actually see how tight the circuit actually is, especially here. Coming out of the tunnel down into the Nouvelle Chicane. And then we'll go down into the back and into the swimming pool section. So they are on a recharge through Rascas nicely into No-Gaze. Nicely to start their next lap. Only 2 seconds off their time when they were going at full speed. So who was that we've just seen? That was the Mercedes. I think that was Idle North, our championship leader. Currently sitting fourth, but just been overtaken there. I think that was Jay Hartnell who's actually just took that and went into second place at 110.762. We're going to go down right now, see the Mercedes of CJ Drama's got an Alpine in the way just up ahead. has maxed here, but I think they're already far enough away. 111.836 for CJ Drama, good enough for 8th place. Dr. Braden, where they're going to be 117.849. They're definitely going to need to up that time. I think that was just a warm-up lap. We've got Thomas here in the McLaren. One of the drivers out who've still yet to set a time. Rizzle is another one just coming up up to the casino. Up through Beau Rivage, that's it. GC peeps. But we'll stick with Thomas right now as they're just coming through the end of Sector 2, just past the Nouvelle Chicane. Doesn't seem to be on a fast lap at the moment. Yeah, we're back up to 100% charge, it seems. We'll see how Rizzle is going to do it, as they're just coming through the Nouvelle Chicane, and they're going to be starting a proper lap. Thomas does manage to put in a 111.443. Oh, almost getting out of shape there was Rizzle coming through the swimming pool section. We've got Benji, who's just managed to get into the lobby again with 10 minutes left on the clock. Got plenty of people in the chat. Welcome along, guys. 111.101, 6th place for Rizzle. Nicely done. Let's see. We've got Little Jim in the Aston Martin. And it's absolutely pushing the limits of that car, but not making sure not to end up leaving it in the wall. Does bounce off a wall though, a little. Good enough for 112.486. Nicely done. We've still got Benji in the pits, and same with Soph. They'll be wonder when they'll be coming out. So let's see, we'll go with Static Lazy right now. We see them just coming through to back and into the swimming pool section. Of course, double chicanes weren't there before. When was it that it got changed? I'm unsure. So let's see, we'll go down Rizzle. Well, Jim just taking it easy, same with CJ Drama. We've got the Williams of Benji, who's on a outlap right now, just making sure to try and get them tyres up to temperature. Everyone on the soft compound of tyres, as recommended here, as qualifying is really, really important. Here, with it being so tight, there's almost no room for overtaking unless you're being really aggressive. So through Rascaster into Noguez. Oh, getting right out of shape there, bumping off that curb on the left hand side as they go to start their lap. Wonder if that's definitely going to hinder them. Ferrari on the outside there. I think that was Dr. Braden. Yep, it was. So up into Casino now before going downhill into Mirabeau. Through the hairpin there, the Grand Hotel hairpin. Back down into Portier. And through this legendary tunnel. When it is raining and you have got the wet tyres on, it is very treacherous going through there. Fortunately enough, the folks don't need to worry about that. Oh, bit of light braking there, and had to make a little bit of a readjustment, did Benji, as they went onto the entry of the Nouvelle Chicane. It's not the best, having to readjust the steering angle and getting right out of shape there, coming out of the swimming pool section, and almost losing control of the car there. Getting around Raskas and Nogues nicely there, but ends up going 8 to 111.247. So let's see, we've got Idle North currently sitting top of the standings right now. Let's see how they are going to fare coming through the... Oh, they've actually got their teammate of CJ Drama right behind them. And it seems they've actually gave up on their lap. Hopping into the pits, yep, they are. Both of them are, so that's going to be a bit of a long wait for CJ Drama. And if there was any Red Bulls wanting to get out, it would be a bit tough. Ah, but the cars can merge now when they're going into the pits like that. Okay. Make it make sense, guys. Honestly, yeah, and they're... mind you, as a publisher, but still, just a joke. Let's see, we've got Dr. Braden. Oh! Did that get any damage? No, but it doesn't appear to be. Got a bit lucky there, did the Ferrari. Doesn't appear that Soph is going to be coming out to do a lap, currently sitting in 17th place. Oh, Dr. Braden there scraping off the wall in the tunnel. Just wanting to get back into the pits now, it seems, and get fresh tyres and such on. Get refueled, good to go again. Having a look, who is the next car up? We've got Rizzle just over to the side. They're just starting their lap, so we'll go on board with the McLaren of Rizzle, who is sitting in 8th place right now. Their time to beat is 1:11.101. And needing to be a bit more tighter at Saint-Devote there at turn 1. Goes up Beaurivage into Casino. Into turn 5 of Mirabel before coming to the Grand Hotel hairpin. Tightest corner on the calendar, if I remember correctly. Actually have to get special steering racks put in, specifically built just for this track, just in order for them to get around that corner. Very, very tight into the Nouvelle Chicane, trying to cut that apex as much as possible as you come into the first of the right-handers of the Nouvelle Chicane. Nicely through here, through to back, and the swimming pool section. Oh, being actually quite slow there. Getting ready for another lap. Seems like there's a little Jim on a lap. Little Jim is on a lap. 1:11.786. Just come to the end of their lap right now. Oh! That was actually surprising. I never expected that with that little error at the end there, coming out of Anthony Nogues. 1:10.664 puts him into 4th place, so good result for the Aston Martin duo right now of Dan and Little Jim, who are currently sitting 2nd and 4th right now. Could be possibly get up the inside going into Saint-Devote, But always remember that famous radio message, no heroics into Sandavot. We know how chaotic this track can end up. Oh, St. Purple Sector 1, Sector 2 for Idle North as he's coming into Raskas and up to Nogues. We'll see how the Mercedes is going to do. Are they going to be able to take that provisional pole position? Doesn't seem to be, but do manage to go into 7th place, 110.797. So decent time there from Idle North. We've got Healy coming in third, 110.215. Nicely done. Max Tier's just coming through the tunnel now. We'll check back on with them later on. Thomas has retired. That appears to be the Nouvelle Chicane, taking it a bit too tight, it seemed. Could we see? Nope, I couldn't get a car in time. Black Ball, they improved on their time by 2 tenths, but still sitting in 14th position right now. But I think that was lag, or Benji just went smashing into the wall there. I think Benji is lagging. Oh, got Thomas in. Took the wheel clean off. Is it just taking it a bit too tight into the Nouvelle Chicane, I'm guessing, Thomas? Let's see Rizzle running that fuel tank to the lowest that it could go. Going to the line. Doesn't manage to improve. Well, they do manage to improve, but not on position. Who's up next? Idle North is on a lap. Also, we've got Jay Hartnell here in the silver. We'll watch them as they're just coming to the end of their lap. We're coming out of the final corner. Let's see how Jay's going to do. Don't improve, down by 1 second. CJ Drama into the pits. We've got Dan coming down into the Nouvelle Chicane. Max Tier has it invalidated, so is Static. Dr. Braden into the pits. I think who is the next one up? Oh, no, it is Benji. Benji is the next driver up, coming through Raskas and into Nogues. Yep, so Thomas turned in too early. I've made that mistake plenty myself. Benji getting into 5th place at 110.275. Idle North has invalidated. Rizzle invalidated. That seems to be the end of qualifying. Nicely done by the top 3. They're getting into the 109s. And nicely done for 15 people managing to get through that without, well, at least managing to complete a lap. Because it isn't the easiest thing to do here at this track. I've bottled it so many times, and yeah, it's painful. And I'm sure a lot of you know the pain of Monaco, especially when playing on controller. Oh my days, it is just torture. So looking on at the time, Static Lazy managing to get that pole position. Nicely done there, but who's going to be lining up alongside is going to be Max Tier in 2nd place. And we've got Dan in 3rd, 4th for Healy. Then we've got Benji in 5th, Little Jim in 6th, 7th for CJ Drama. Then we've got the Red Bull of DNT there in 8th, Jay Hartnell in 9th. Then we've got Idle North 10th, 11th for San Rizzle in 12th, 13th for Thomas. Then we've got Black Ball in 14th, 15th for Dr. Braden Hatham in 16th and 17th. Soph will be lining up. So Hatham and Soph not managing to get a lap in, so starting at the back. Now we're going to be moving on to the race. We're going to have 39 laps of racing. And it's raining. Fun. This is going to be interesting. So, um, yeah, but it looks like we're going to be having a quick restart, it seems. Right, so we'll be back in just a few short moments, folks. Right, so there we go. We'll be back in just a few short moments, folks. Hello folks, welcome back here. We have managed to get the reset all sorted. It was just with it being a 3-tier compound strategy, we'd have a slight problem of okay, so it's getting just a bit confusing, I think, for folks. I think some of them are only getting, I've only got 2 tires available when they need 3 for the, like the two, they've only got 2 different tire compounds available, but they've not got the, yeah, I'm just confused here. Okay, so it seems that things have been sorted. It seems we're just waiting on everybody getting their strategies and such sorted, deciding when they're going to pit in for what tyre. It's going to be a curious one. We'll see how many people could make it through Sandoval in one piece. That's a curious one. So we'll get the chat back up here. We do have softs that just isn't shown in the strat. Ah, right, okay. I think we not need to add an extra tyre. Oh, no, that's not going to matter. There we go. We've got all the lights lit up now, and we are ready to get underway. We've got no formation lab here having a look. We'll get the tyre strategy up, looking at who was that? I just managed to get a good start there. That looked like Jay Hartnell's up 8 places. What's happened? Okay, what happened there? What's happened to San? Is San? Or is that Dr. Braden just taking his time, it seems. Max Tier is around and ghosting at the bottom of Mirabo there. I'm so confused by this. I'm going to see if there's... I'm just checking the Discord real quick. No, that's a bit odd. So we'll go into the tyres. So majority of drivers opting for the softer compound tyres. Probably the best strategy. Get off the line better. Let's see. It seems everything is reset. I think it was a bit of a lag there for some reason. Static Lazy is out in the lead. I was just so confused by that. The softs, they're proving quite good. Top 4 on the softs. Little Jim opting for the medium tyres, opting to go a little bit longer. We've got San in the pits already. We'll see if Max Tier's going into the pits also. Yes, they are. Getting a new front wing, it would seem. So, we've got CG Drama, the Red Bull of D&T and Idle North. All on the softs. And we've got 2 medium runners in Jay and Rizzle. The Hassel Black Ball on the softs in 11th, Hatham on the mediums, softs for Soph, hards for Thomas, and we've got soft, medium, hard at the back now. So let's see how long people are going to be able to keep it out of the wall. Well, there we go. We've seen another bit of destruction there by the Silver, also in that front right end plate. And that's definitely going to impact them. So let's see, we'll have a look. We'll keep an eye on Healy, but we'll also go down to their teammate, who seems to have went and managed to overtake Idle North and move up into 8th position. Nicely done from them. It's very difficult to overtake here. You've got to try and put so much pressure on the driver in front and force them to make a mistake. That is one of the only ways to overtake here, or if you're just incredibly lucky sometimes. Going up to Benji right now, who's going to be putting pressure on Healy. Oh, and maybe a bit too much pressure on themselves. They end up bouncing off the ball, but I think that may have been a bit of lag. I think some drivers obviously not having the best of connections, and it's something you don't really want here. You want to have a good connection at Monaco, especially with it being so narrow. So much timing and consistency. You never want to be racing at 100% here, as at 100% you're more than likely to going to end up in the wall. Probably better racing around 60%. Consistency is the key here. Got to drive as fast as you can and keep it out of the walls. And one person who's doing an excellent job of that right now is Static Lazy, who's 3.4 seconds up the road in first place. And is starting to disappear off into the distance now. We've got Rizzle getting the first penalty of this evening. 3-second time penalty for a little bit of corner cutting, it seems. I think that'll be more... Oh, that was a big knock there from Little Jim. Definitely cost him a bit of momentum, but Rizzle is definitely due to exceeding track limits more than likely. We've got Black Ball into the pits on lap 3. Sorry, it's because it says 3 lap old soft tyres, so he's on the mediums now after 5 laps. Got Soph being overtaken by Thomas. Wait, who was that? Was that Dr. Braden? I thought I seen someone in the wall there. So, and oh, it was Soph, unfortunately, going up Beau Rivage. What happened to them? I don't really know, but I think they have got a broken front end plate. Yep, they do. So she's going to have to try and nurse it back and get into the pits at some point. Fortunately enough, on the softer tyres, find that reverse gear. Not sure what's happened. It could be maybe their wheel disconnected. Unsure what's happening with Soph. Going to be difficult to get that car around. Still got plenty of time for it to change and to get back out and possibly get a good result here. It is a difficult track. But, oh, and that's going to bring out a virtual safety car. We could see a slew of cars going into the pits and getting their tyres changed. And one who is, let's see, is it going to be San? Are they coming into the pits? No. Dr. Braden on the hard compound tyres, though. It's a difficult choice whether to come in now, but I think they've already been into the pits, so they could just stay out. Is Static Lazy going to take this? It is going to be a, was it a 21 second? Yep, 21 seconds, 17 seconds pit stop. Can't get out in between, but it's going to be right behind Rizzle. Should only be a 7 second, but fortunately enough, a few other drivers are pitting, so it's not going to be much of a bother. Little Jim is going to be the one who stays out and takes the lead of this Grand Prix, with TNT, the Red Bull, in second place. DRS is now enabled. Jay Hartnell has left the session. He's DNF'd and retired in the pits, and it seems he's had enough of this track. And kind of understandable. It can stress you out quite a bit, but Static Lazy is going to be 2 seconds away from the car ahead of Rizzle, sorry. 1.8 seconds. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. Who is that for? That's for Max Tier. Oh, not having the best of luck in this race. Had an excellent qualifying session, managing to qualify in second place, but the race has gone from bad to worse, and now the face being lapped by a Little Jim. And there we go, that's them now down a lap, unfortunately. Got Killer Zombie saying Soph. I feel for that, to be honest. Yeah, it's this track, to be honest, that does really like to take the mickey out of you, to say the least, and just be a right pain. Gonna go further up and we'll see how Static Lazy's doing, as he is right on the tail of Rizzle right now, and we could see an overtake happen in the next few moments, possibly going down into the Nouvelle Chicane, but that is all to be figured out soon enough. Is he going to be going for it? Yeah, nope, doesn't seem to be, but oh, Rizzle's playing a bit of ping pong with the barriers. Oh, and Max Tier has left, has unfortunately DNF'd. If they just, I think they just went and retired the car on track. I know that isn't really usually a good thing to do, as that could end up bringing out a safety car, and well, sometimes you don't want another safety car. Want to see how things go first. Little Jim out in the lead by 2.6 seconds over the Red Bull. So Static Lazy is on the younger tyres, the faster tyres right now out of the two mediums, 2 laps versus 8 lap old mediums. It seems that Static is getting closer and closer. Could see an overtake happening soon. We've seen Rizzle bouncing off the wall there, going through the swimming pool section into Rascas to go, named after that coffee shop just on the left hand side as they go through turn 17, right on the corner. Could this be nope. But it seems like Static Lazy is having to use Hot Lap in order to keep up. We see Benji has moved up into 7th place. It seems their Williams teammate let them pass there, possibly, or it could have been a proper overtake. I don't really know. So, coming down into the Nouvelle chicane now. Oh, and Rizzle feeling the heat from Static Lazy has now procured himself a 3-second time penalty. Hatham doing the same, and we've got Healy also on a 3-second time penalty. Not very fun. Oh, but Rizzle's actually on a 6 seconds penalty worth of penalties now, so 3 seconds worth. But Static Lazy just trying to get past, but the longer he sits behind, the longer that gap up ahead is going to open up. We've got Thomas into the pits now, off of them hard compound tyres, onto the mediums. Oh, we've got a yellow flag in sector 2. Who is that that's in the wall there? That is Hatham. We've got D&T into the pits now. Static Lazy. Let's see how they're going to go. Are they going to go for it anytime soon? They're going to have to try and force an opportunity and try and force their way into Rizzle making a mistake. Little Jim could be on for a great outing here, depending on the circumstances that do end up coming of this. They do have a pit stop in hand. Little Jim is not pitted yet. Neither has Rizzle, so both of them still the only two drivers who have still yet to pit in this race. Of course, remember, it is a 3-tyre compound race, so that means all 3 tyre compounds must be used. The soft C5 tyres, the medium C4, and the hard C3 tyres all have to be used this evening. And Static Lazy's pretty much pushing Rizzle with being that much quicker than him, and this is the opportunity he's been waiting for. Can he go for the move here? Going around the outside, going into Saint-Devote. Looks like he is. Rizzle has to cut the corner. That Rizzo, that was unfair there. In fact, I'm going to go and have a look. Yep, Rizzo just got a warning for corner cutting. Oh, Black Ball is DNF'd. Whereabouts was that? Is that in the pit lane? Yep, it is. So in the pit lane is Black Ball as came. Let's see how Static Lazy's going to respond to that. I'm not sure he's going to be particularly happy. But we'll see how things are going to go. The gap is now sitting at just under 12 seconds now as Little Jim has came into the pits of the medium compound. Is Rizzle going to do the same, or is Rizzle going to stay out? No, Rizzle comes in. And it gets a 10-second time penalty. That's a bit unfortunate, I will say. Especially at this track and knowing you've got another pit stop coming. Was that Thomas getting a 3-second time penalty? Yep, Thomas getting one. Healy managing to get past Rizzle. They're just coming out of the pits. We're going to go further up to the front. We've got Static Lazy, Dan and Benji. And Static Lazy starting to pull a gap on Dan. Gap is less than a second. Well, I say that. And it just ends up jumping up to over a second there. And back down to see how it goes. And looking right now, Static Lazy is doing very well. But Dan and Benji are not letting him get away and pull too far away. Well, I say that, then Dan just boshes it off the wall, going through to back. Can't be doing that. That's going to definitely mess up the airflow of the car, and now he's going to be holding up Benji behind as they go through no gaze there. So the Aston Martin losing an end plate, but wait a minute, is it still there actually? That was actually looked like it was gone. It was blending in with the tyre, so he got a bit lucky there. No damage. Oh, that was weird there. It looked like he actually got a big chunk of damage, and then I was guessing that with the time as well. The time difference between Static Lazy and Dan going through that final sector is substantial. Result, 3-second time penalty. It's not their favourite track. It's a bit unfortunate. But this track is difficult at the best of times. Oh, Benji got himself a 3-second time penalty. Not good at all when you're chasing down second place. So we're about to go into lap 16 of this Grand Prix. There we go. On to lap 16, so we're almost halfway through this this absolute hell for drivers. As we know that this track is, you get the sweat on at the very least with how difficult this is. Rizzle has retired from the Grand Prix in the pit lane. That's a bit unfortunate. It's going to retire there. So we're down to 12 now. Looking at a little Jim right on the tail of CJ Drama. CJ Drama did pit earlier on in this Grand Prix. Going to be on them hard compound tyres for a while. So there's a lot of the other drivers, and I could expect them just waiting out a safety car. So, anyone in the chat section excited about next week for the Australian Grand Prix, the round one opener for Formula One this season? Bit of a difference from Bahrain being the season. Oh, looking for that diver's little Jim. Oh, and it was a bit of a 50-50, I would say. Little Jim managing to walk out the victor, fortunately enough for them, but they could be facing a penalty later on, as CG Drama will not particularly be happy about that. Lovely shot of the marina there, of seeing all the yachts. They're fortunately enough no damage for the Mercedes, but they have lost a few places. But yeah, anyone in the chat section, what is your predictions for the season? What teams do you think are going to do well, or drivers more specifically? Because I could say Aston Martin, but then would say Stroll. He's not going to be doing very well, as he never does. But Alonso could do better. We know that. But we'll see. Anyone speculation would be very insightful. Get everybody else's points of view. Personal, I think we could see maybe not great things, but I think we could see some vast improvements from the likes of Williams and Haas this season. Definitely, Red Bull. They did finish off last season a bit terrible, but they did end up winning the Grand Prix, the championship, fortunately enough, for Max Verstappen. That was for him. McLaren managing to walk away with the constructors though. So how are McLaren going to be going into this? I've heard rumours about Ferrari possibly sandbagging. Red Bull with their classic 3-second time penalty for Benji, down in 9th place now. But I've heard the classic Red Bull are apparently accusing other teams of cheating already and such. Unsure about that. Want to see Ferrari get the constructors and hopefully lose an 8th this year or next. Yeah, I mean, he's still fighting for it. He's still got some fight in him, especially after not being in the best car last season. Still managing to pick up a couple of wins. What was it? One out in Spa and the other one in Silverstone. I'm not sure if he had any other ones. No Spa, because that was the 1-2 that Russell ended up getting disqualified from for being underweight. Static Lazy into the pits and onto the hard compound tyres a bit early here. Are they going to manage to get out in front of Healy here? They're going for it, and they managed to get out just in front in 4th place. Nicely done there. But yeah, there is one thing I will say is this track, it's not the best for this modern age of Formula 1. Maybe back when the cars were a lot slimmer and they were a bit more like go-karts, but not anymore. We've got Dr. Braden, who's had enough and is retired in the pit lane, so down to 11 we go. I mean, for this season, I'm hoping Aston Martin could do well. I mean, only because of Fernando Alonso. Stroll, I've got not confidence in him and his abilities as a driver, really. Maybe apparently good at setting up the car and everything like that, but other than that, I'm unsure. Because apparently I did hear something that Adrian Newey was apparently impressed with him. I'm not sure if that was some clickbait BS or what. But here we are, we've got 4 cars all right close to each other. We've got CG Drama and Idle North, both on old hard compound tyres, with Thomas and Benji just behind. Thomas on the 10 lap old mediums, Benji on the 2 lap old hard compound tyres. San has unfortunately got a broken front wing. Not going to be helping them out any. So see, can the Mercedes keep the McLaren and the Williams at bay? Oh, Benji was having a little look there down the inside of the hairpin. Looked like he was going to go for a move, but thought better of it. There wasn't enough space. San into the pits, getting them tyres and changed and a new front wing. Whereas Dan's coming around at turn 1. There we go, there's a little gym. So the Aston Martin's doing quite well right now. We'll see who has done 2 stops. So the top 3 have still yet to pit again. It's going to be a tough one. Oh, we've got yellow flags in Sector 3. It appears that all is good though. And that was Thomas, unfortunately. Unsure what happened there. Maybe just clipped the apex barrier. It's quite possible. It's easy to do here. There's a good few corners where that could easily happen. Such as the Novelle chicane and going through Rascasse and no gaze. You could end up just clipping the barrier just a little bit, enough to unsettle the car and spin it around. So it just provides an anchor point, really. Looking on at Benji right now, still right on the coattails of Idle North and CG Drama, but all he has to do is just keep it steady for now and could get them on the pit stops, as they too do need to pit, well, not soon, but I would expect them to be pitting in a short amount of time to either go on the softs or the mediums. I'm unsure what tyres they have been on. Happened to Idle North there? Just seemed, did he go deep? Oh, he went a bit too much into no gaze there. Sorry, I did miss that. So, Idle North going a bit deep into no gaze and ends up losing that position to Benji. Benji now only has to get past CG Drama and can start catching up to the front pack. Oh, Idle North, he does it again, trying a bit too much there. Oh, and that was dangerous if Ghostin wasn't on. That could have ended up being the end for Thomas and Idle North. Benji managing to come around and now takes that 6th position as CJ Drama doesn't end up pitting. Going to go up to Static Lazy just now. Oh, yeah, going on to Static Lazy. Let's see how they're going to be doing right now. They're sitting about 14 seconds back on the leaders. The leader of Dan right now. Still has to make a pit stop. He's still within that pit stop window range. So, Dan, Little Jim, they need to make a bit more of a gap. It's about a 21-second time loss. But it looks like Static Lazy is trying to pile on the pressure. The Red Bull knows he doesn't need to make an overtake just yet. But Dan is into the pits. Has Adamant come in right away. And there we go, that's Static Lazy coming around. Same with the Red Bull of DNT. CJ Drama gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Static Lazy getting a little bit of a shape there, coming down the lower part of Mirabel Bass. Still no changes yet. We're on lap 28 out of 39 in this Grand Prix. So see, Static Lazy's trying to pile on the pressure. He's got a 3-second time penalty. That is not going to be helping them, especially with Dan right behind them on fresh medium tyres. Oh, this is going to be a tight one, definitely. Dan not having any penalties. Dan has definitely been putting in the practice at this track. Same with Little Jim, both Aston Martins putting in the laps. Sand doing the right thing, just sticking right close behind. You never know when something may occur. They might end up with a safety car or such. Front park, jump into the pits, could get a chance to get back on the lead lap. Got Thomas into the pits now. Onto them red-walled soft tyres. So last 10 laps now. We'll go to Jim into the pits. Static Lazy got a 3-second time penalty. Can he make this gap? He's got 10 laps in order to make a 3-second gap. That's all he has to do. If he could get that done, then he could walk out the victor. If not, Dan could end up taking the win here. And if little Jim could catch up with him being on the fresh softs and just coming around Mirabel, could actually end up getting a second place. So let's have a little look at the penalty situation. Static Lazy is on 3 seconds. DNT in 6th, and the Red Bull is on 3 seconds. CJ Drama just behind that, and Idle North all on 3 seconds worth. Healy and Haytham are both on 6 seconds worth of penalties. 9 seconds worth of penalties for Benji and Thomas. San, Dan and the Little Jim are all free of penalties as this moment. Got Dan still sticking real close to the back of Static Lazy, not allowing that Haas to pull away. Still needs to pull a 2.5 second gap. It's going to be difficult with that Aston Martin bearing down your neck. 3.5 seconds. Little Jim has chopped that time right down. Oh, Dan getting a bit slippery there. Fortunately enough, he managed to get the DRS. Has that helped him enough? Static Lazy, this is their chance to just punch it. As they could have broken the DRS, and that's what they've been needing. That's what's been giving Dan that little bit of an extra boost in order to stay in that 1 second range. But seems to have all trickled down now. And it seems that the fatigue of the tyres has set in. Definitely showing the difference between the old hards, mediums and softs. Little Jim being excellent on them softs. Has got that gap down to 1.2 seconds. All he has to do is overtake his teammate and he could claim victory in this Grand Prix. Whether he is going to do that to Dan or not, it's still up for debate. We've got Haytham around pointing the wrong way. Fortunately enough, they're not out yet. Let's see, did they get damage? Yep, they did. So into the pits it goes Haytham. And go back up to Static Lazy. Little Jim has now caught up to the back of Dan now, and is sitting right behind second place Dan. So is the Little Jim going to go for the move any point? Or are they just going to be a good team player and let Dan take it? That is the question. They've still got one opponent just right up ahead of them, and that is Static Lazy, who's sitting in first place, but does have a 3-second time penalty. Technically, right now, Dan and the Little Jim would be just battling each other for who gets to climb that top spot. Right now, it's going to be Dan regarding penalties, how they are concerned. Oh, we've got D&T managing to get a good move there around the outside of Casino. Moves up into 5th place. Benji now down into 6th. Move further up right now. We'll see Little Jim. Is he going to get it past his teammate here? He is. As his teammate bounces off the wall, going into no gaze. They're going to be side by side, going into Saint Devot, and they could have just cost their team a 1-2 finish. Oh, Dan is not going to be happy about that, and I think there's going to be there could be some words said later on. Oh, that is... I feel bad for Dan, but at the same time, I understand as a driver and as a teammate, you've got your own individual goals, but it's a shaky one. It's a shaky one. We've seen calls like that happen multiple times in the past, and Dan is actually retired from the Grand Prix, going through the Nouvelle Chicane. We've got a virtual safety car now on lap 35 of this Grand Prix out of 39. Is anyone going to make a stop? That is the question. Got a Liverpool fan saying no, not happy about Dan then. It seems, yep, it's a bit unfortunate. Hopefully they could come back better next time. Thomas is retired as well at the Nouvelle Chicane, another one who's crashed there. We've had quite a few there. So we're now down to 9 in the closing laps of this Grand Prix. It's starting to remind me of that old Monaco Grand Prix. Thomas saying again, no. Unfortunately, that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Turning a bit too early. Turning in a bit too early can end up catching you out and letting your car do a bit much. Yeah, I've got to agree, Thomas, that that chicane is deadly. It is not the best chicane at all. That's why I do say at this track you're always best to even go down to 50% of your natural ability and just try and focus on getting around without messing up and breaking a front wing or spinning out. It's definitely a tough track, I will say. Definitely. Especially if you're a controller user. Are you on controller, Thomas? Or are you on a steering wheel? Because I do know that does make a big difference. And also underfield as well. And you're on controller, got you. Yeah, I remember being on controller on this game. It was, well, not this game, it was the previous games, but Oh my god, it was absolutely deadly. I would never make it through, honestly. And yeah, you expect to underfuel, but when the safety cars don't come out like the safety cars you expect, yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, and it really does mess you up, and you have to end up lifting, or you're kind of screwed. Got James saying Red Bull took out Benji. Red Bull? Did I just miss that? Oh, I'm so sorry, James. I never even seen that. Just been trying to go back on quick replay. So let's see, we're on the final lap here right now. Got Little Jim who's looking like they're on for victory here. All they need to do is just keep it within that 3 second gap. I never noticed that, unfortunately. My mistake for that. Thank you for letting me know about that, James. So apparently the Red Bull, that'll be D&T, did in fact take out Benji, or they got involved in an incident anyway. We'll keep it neutral for now, since I don't know the results. But right now it looks like Static Lazy is going to come home to win this Grand Prix on the track, but the one who's going to be taking the top step of the... Wait, what? No way, did the Little Jim just get a penalty at the last second there? I'm actually speechless. Did Little Jim just get a penalty? You must have. Wow. What the hell? But a Little Healy's going to come home in third. Well, actually, the Red Bull is. Healy comes home in fourth. CJ Drama, where they're going to end up. Was that... Literally must... That must have been right at the closing moments there. Jeezy peeps. I don't know if they're getting that sixth place. And Benji... Oh. Benji getting that seventh place. What the... That was not what I was expecting, to be honest. I was expecting 4 safety cars and, well, we kind of did get half the grid gone by the end of it, but that was due to, it was mostly due to drivers just, I think, not being in the mood for Monaco, which is understandable. We did have actually quite a fuller grid than I expected for Monaco. So well done to everyone out there who did compete here tonight. Static Lazy walking out with that victory. And I'm honestly shocked that Little Jim got a penalty at the end of the Grand Prix and kind of fluffed it up for themselves getting that victory. But hey, sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. So Static Lazy first. Fastest lap goes to Little Jim. D&T and the Red Bull did get third place. Fourth place for Healy. Then we've got CJ Drama in fifth. Sixth for Idle North Benji in seventh. San in eighth. Ninth for Hatham and Thomas in 10th. Actually, Thomas didn't. Sorry. So we're down to 9 actually. So Thomas, Dan, Braden, Rizzle, Blackball, Max Tier, Soph and Jay Hartnell all did not finish the Grand Prix. But unfortunate there. So what I'll go and have a look at since I forgot what it was, we'll have a look at the calendar for next week. So it's going to be an American track. Let's see. Calendar is going to be Austin, Texas. So that's going to be an interesting one. I'm expecting to see penalties galore again because that sector one there is. Yeah, that sector one is a bit of a nightmare. So well done for everyone here tonight for at least managing to get through the majority of the race, if anything. So well done, folks, and I'll catch you guys next week. And for me, it is peace out.